Reading for Theme and Details in Literature, Grade 4. Everyone loves stories. We love to read stories, listen to stories, and watch stories on TV and in the movies. At the end of a good story, the heroes win, the villains learn a lesson, and the day is saved. But wait, it is not time to close the book yet. You can use strategies to understand more about the stories you read. One strategy is to use details from the text to answer questions. Look at this story. You might be asked to answer questions about a text like this during class, for a homework assignment, or on a test. You can find the answers to most questions by looking closely at what the text says. Look at details in the text to help you answer questions. For example, you might be asked, what is the name of the game the brother and sister are playing? Evidence in the text gives you the answer. The name of the game is Leaf Dash. Another strategy is to use details from the text to draw inferences. An inference is a conclusion that a reader makes based on evidence from the text, evidence from other texts, personal experience, and logical thinking. Drawing an inference is a way to find an answer that cannot be found directly in the text. Here is a question that can't be answered just by looking at the text. What kind of creatures are Charlie and Charlotte? To answer the question, first look at evidence from the text. Then, think about what you know from reading other texts and from personal experience. The text says that Charlotte is afraid of dogs. You know that many creatures are afraid of dogs, including some humans. The text also states that Charlie and Charlotte are playing in a dry creek bed. You know that humans might play in a creek bed, but probably not. Animals would be more likely to play there. More evidence from the text says that Charlotte has black eyes. You know that many animals have black eyes. The text says that Charlotte peers out from a burrow. You may know that wild animals such as groundhogs and chipmunks live in burrows. The last piece of evidence from the text says that Charlie zipped through the forest. You know that chipmunks are fast forest creatures. All this evidence helps you make a good inference to answer the question. You can infer that Charlie and Charlotte are probably chipmunks. An important strategy for understanding a text is to find the theme. In stories, poems, and plays, the theme is the big idea that the author wants you to understand and remember. Often, the theme is a lesson about life that the story teaches you. Some stories have familiar themes such as good defeats evil or crime doesn't pay. Look at the conclusion of the story about Charlotte and her brother. Charlotte encounters a dog and dashes home as fast as she can. Back at the burrow, Charlie laughs and tells Charlotte he has never seen anyone run so fast. You can use details and evidence from the text to make an inference about what the theme of a story is. In the story about Charlie and Charlotte, we learn that the chipmunks like to play games in the forest, that the forest holds dangers including dogs, and that the burrow is a safe place. You can infer from these details that the theme of the story teaches something about danger and home. You could state the theme like this: it is fun to have adventures as long as you have a safe home to return to. Another strategy for understanding stories better is to think about how the author describes characters, settings, and events. Look for evidence in the text that describes each character, setting, and event. The text tells you that Charlotte is fearful of dogs, unable to resist a good game, and eager to get home in the face of danger. Evidence in the text tells you that the forest where the chipmunks live has a dry creek bed full of leaves, a burrow, and at least one dog. At least 3 events are described in the text. First, Charlie persuades Charlotte to play Leaf Dash. Then, Charlotte encounters a dog. Finally, Charlotte dashes home. The final strategy for reading stories is to summarize. Making a summary will help you understand what is most important about a text. Use the 6 question words to help you ask and answer questions about a story. Who is the text about? What happens? When does it take place? Where does it take place? Why is the story important? How does the author show the theme? The answers to these questions will help you write a good summary. Look at this summary of the story Leaf Dash. It is short, just 4 sentences. Notice that the summary includes all the important information about the story. It leaves out less important details. Use these strategies when you read. They will help you understand and enjoy all kinds of stories.